What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Ripple, it is pulling back like crazy. I want to break it down on what's prompting it and if this is a buy the dip moment or not. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So it is down 26.09%, 6.55 billion for volume over the last 24 hours. So for those of you that have been watching my Ripple content, I know I don't really get all that much views, roughly like 400 or 500 per video, but the warning signs have been there. I know there's a lot of pumpers out there, and unfortunately people would rather listen to them, but the writing's been on the wall. You are having lower volume. All the market needed was just a small little push, and then you were going to have this pullback. This has been kind of stuck in limbo for a while now. I did kind of do a post on, I think it was January the 9th, where I was more general associated to Bitcoin, where I do feel that it is going to get to that $82,000 to $85,000 range. But nonetheless, though, out of all of the coins, I much rather, and I do see a lot more upside with Ripple. So I feel like Ripple in among itself is going to continue its good momentum after people kind of find the bottom, essentially, which I'm going to talk on where I see the bottom and stuff like that. But I think even what's crazier is some recent news as well. This came out, I think, a day ago or 2 days ago, saying that big wallets did see that Ripple moved 70 million into escrow, so essentially locking it out. So again, that could attribute to the lower volume, but nonetheless, though, that's generally good. Of course, then it's just simple supply and demand, and still nobody's really buying it. You have just longs closing out their positions like nothing else. And of course, this is a Ripple video, so I'm kind of focusing on this, but it's happening across the board. So just in this last little bit, you do have 51.4 million in longs liquidating, and then 8.69 million in shorts. So you actually do have a little bit more abnormally high shorts liquidating for whatever reason, but nonetheless, though, I think Ripple is just, with lower volume, it was just a matter of time before it just kind of got toppled and pushed over. It did have a lot of good catalysts at the kind of mid-January, so that's what really helped propel it higher, but I think the next big catalyst for Ripple is in March. So from now until then, it was kind of just stuck in limbo. But as far as right now, though, you have just absolutely everything selling off. So people are in panic mode. So it is kind of resorting to technicals. So during the actual pullback, as you can kind of see, it has kind of settled around and does flirt with support levels. So that's why I think looking at this is very important. With it right now at $2.12, it is trading between these 2 points, so this S1 and this S2. So 202 is going to be that next strong support, followed by $1.51. So if it does have another pullback, then just watch for that 202, and then heaven forbid, maybe even $1.51, depending on how things escalate. But 233 and then $2.83 is going to be the kind of the next strong target / resistance points. I can't see 334 being touched whatsoever in the foreseeable future unless things dramatically change. All of this is being prompted because of tariffs. And so, in case you don't know, Trump did slap Canada and also Mexico with a 25% tariff, and they both did retaliate. So very similar circumstance to the Dirty 30s. I know very much before a lot of your time, but if you do some research, that's actually the basis of what kickstarted all of that. The states wanted to kind of produce more things in-house, so they slapped a lot of tariffs that raised costs, inflation, and then they got to a point where they had nothing, like they couldn't do anything. And so I think a lot of people are kind of mirroring some similarities to that time period. So that's actually what's prompting all of this pullback. But just take note of some of the strong support and resistance points. In my opinion, I do feel that Ripple might have a little bit more downside in it. But as I've stated, Ripple is definitely one of those ones that you need to dollar cost average, buy the dip on, but just be cautious, right? So I think going forward into the next little bit, you're going to see the focus on utility. And that's something that a lot of other coins can't really boast, is that they don't do anything. Ripple, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, those do have good utility. Like Doge, like that, I don't know why anyone would ever be buying them during a pullback. This one should be down a lot more. So just the fact that Ripple is down more than Doge is absolutely insane to me. But getting back to it though, so I am looking at the 1-day chart. I have also the 50, 100-day moving averages, ALMA, super trend, and stochastic RSI. So right now it is very oversold. Pullback, it did break below that 50-day moving average and also super trend, kind of bounced off of this right now, so that 100-day moving average. So going forward, just watch for that. That's sitting around that $1.99 range. So right now you're just having kind of full on bloodbath mode. Moving over here, looking at the 4 hour, so everything feeds into each other, so the 4 hour into the 1 hour and so forth. But looking at the 4 hour right now, this is where you're seeing like pretty much looks like January, like a couple days back, this was the writing on the wall. And my last video, Ripple video, was Friday evening, where I did state, and even the thumbnail, pullback coming. So it's kind of funny how just even at this stage, it was the everything was, that's what the writing was on the wall, just that Ripple and crypto was going to fully like pull back. And the fact that people were still pumping it is absolutely insane to me. But let me know your thoughts on, like, for instance, Ripple. Are you buying the dip? Are you selling? Did you get liquidated? I do have a weird feeling that a lot of these pullbacks on a lot of cases is because a lot of people got margin called. So that most likely will be definitely something to watch for next time around. So learning lesson, don't dabble with margin or anything like that. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so definitely pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.